Hey, hope you're all doing well. The Boss GT-1000 and the GT-1000 Core. Which one should you buy? Obviously, I have both, but I have them both for use in different situations and also because I just like things and stuff, which is why I have too many things and stuff. On the surface, obviously, they are different, but under the hood, they're exactly the same. Same processing power, all the same amps, all the same effects, exactly the same. But that can't be right, Dave. Well, it is right, and I am right. And if we compare prices, right now, the GT-1000 I can find for $16.29, $15.59, and I can find a second-hand one for $1,000. The GT-1000 Core here for $982, $844, and then $999. So the prices vary depending on where you buy it from, but overall, this one costs around $600 to $800 more than this one. So first of all, if you're looking at it in terms of price, this one is a bit more of a bargain, obviously, if you get exactly the same stuff. But obviously, you don't get the bigger package, which means, of course, you only get 3 buttons. This one has 10 buttons and an expression pedal. So let's say you get this one and you don't have an expression pedal. All of a sudden, you have to buy yourself another expression pedal. So this one, for example, is the EV30 from Boss. And it comes in at way more than I expected. Actually, I don't remember paying that much, but I obviously did. $180. So first of all, let's say you get this one for $900. That's another $180. So there you've bumped up to $1,000. Then let's say you've decided that 3 buttons actually isn't enough and you want to have 2 more. At the very least, you can get yourself a Boss FS7. Yes, so it would go here. That comes in, again, varying prices anywhere from $90 right up to $120. So already, yes, I've saved on this, but I've had to pay nearly $200 for this, just over $100 for this. So that brings it up to around, $1,200, which, yes, overall is still quite a bit cheaper. But if you have a look at the size of it now, you've got this plus the 2 things. It's almost as big as the bigger model. Now, I'm not saying just go ahead and buy the big one. If you think you can get away with just 3 buttons and a couple of pedals, then by all means, that's fantastic. I do actually use this in a different situation. When I do my acoustic cover gigs, I have this. I have a looper, the Boss RC500, and I have the Boss VE500, which is for vocal processing. So primarily, I'm using my GT-1000 Core at the moment for only solo acoustic gigs. Definitely underutilizing the capabilities of this thing, but it's doing the job for now. Bit of delay, bit of chorus. This is a solo boost. This one here is a bass for an octave when I'm looping, and that's the tuner. That's all I need for those gigs, so it's pretty straightforward. The bigger flagship model I use for bigger gigs. When I'm doing my one-man band cover gigs. I use this sometimes when I'm just playing guitar in a band. I use it sometimes in my 3-piece cover band. And in those situations, I literally just plug straight to front of house. And it's great because it's really small, compact, and it fits straight into a backpack, and I don't need a pedal board. It's just a really simple all-in-one option. Which brings me to another point. If you're going to do the GT-1000 Core and get all of your extra accessories, you're still going to need a pedal board to put that on as well. So that's going to cost you, I don't know, if you're smart, you can probably save a bit of money and get something cheap. Or if you're clever, you can probably build one. So which one's right for you? I mean, I can't really answer that. You're going to have to look at your setup and figure out what it is that you want in the setup and make your decision from there. If you're trying to save a buck, just keep in mind that you're going to have limitations with only 3 buttons. I always found that a bit of a struggle trying to get around what I'm going to do within each patch. You probably could just do like a clean, a crunch, and a boost. But yeah, look, to be quite honest, I found it quite challenging. I did, fortunately, when I was using this guy a lot more, I did already have a Morningstar MC8. Now that's about $500-600. So already, if I'm going to add this, should have just got that because that's the same price. Yes, you can do more and you can assign more to all of these buttons, and it's probably making things a little bit more flexible. It's more confusing though. You have to do a lot more, especially setting it up, thinking, planning, all of that stuff takes a lot of effort. The way I like to do things is clean, crunch, heavy, lead, and then a 5th patch. Now, the way I set that up is it's 5 different presets. I don't just use the one preset and do the same thing. I do 5 different presets because it just makes it easy for me to get from one to the other. I don't have to pre-plan the layout of the preset in the editor. It's really straightforward for me, and that's like a delay and a little something extra that I just have exclusively across each preset. So again, if you're not sure, just have a think about it. Can you get away with only 3 buttons? Is that going to be enough? Or do you think you're going to miss the pedal? Or do you think you're going to miss a few extra buttons? So I bought the GT-1000 Core first, And in my experience, sacrificing the extra buttons and the expression pedal just created more work for me. So end of the day, I should have just gotten the bigger flagship model first and not worried about that little bit extra money. I mean, I got them both anyway, but inputs and outputs, the bigger board, you get a sub output, you get the same 2 send and returns. The only thing that's really different is that you've got TRS MIDI instead of normal MIDI, and the USB slot is different. So anyway, if you're considering getting one of these and you're not sure, I hope this has helped a little bit and given you a bit more insight of what you're going to get and what you're going to miss. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned. See you next time.